A lot of people are gonna get completely wrecked with crypto, and it's a waste because we actually have a huge bull market in front of us, and we have the real opportunity to make some good money right here. Yet the space is player versus player, and a lot of players are gonna lose. I'm gonna show you in this video what I think are the best strategies to actually win this. Because like the thumbnail says, it's not that hard. It's actually so simple that people feel like they need to overcomplicate things and make it hard on themselves and therefore lose this whole thing. Let me tell you, it is easy. It's super easy. But your mindset really has to be on point, okay? You cannot right now think that the bull market is over, okay? There are people, relative big accounts right here that say, now that the bull market is over, let's blah, 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 blah. Bro, it's July 2024. The 4-year cycle should end of 2025. We have a 25% correction like we had 8 times in 2017. And with the first correction, people already think it's over. Yeah, you're not made for this, man. Like Elliot says, whether this is the breakout or not, it's important to remember Bitcoin and crypto at large and don't play by any rules. The God candles can come out of nowhere. This is why we don't flip bearish easily. Flipping bearish too soon can absolutely wreck you in a market which is going up. If we look at Bitcoin right now, you can clearly see that this is not Bitcoin. If we look at Bitcoin right now, you can clearly see that just short term, we can go down, right? Short term, we went down. Short term, we went down. Here as well, short term, we went down. But what happened in the big scheme of things? We went up hard. And as you can see right now, it makes kind of sense that we are going down and that we are correcting at the moment. Look how hard we went right here. We broke above all the big important moving averages and Bitcoin just needs to cool down. This was too fast, too soon. Right? This move broke its all-time high before the halving, got half of the crypto space thinking that we get a left translated cycle. And now Bitcoin feels like, okay, yeah, you know what? Sorry guys for misleading you. Let's cool off a little bit and then just continue with what we normally do. And this is one of the reasons that people were so bearish. The German government was selling Bitcoin, which they sold completely during the dip. But okay, it's not for me to say what they should do, of course. But as you can see June 17, they had 50K Bitcoin in a wallet or so. July 9, they already have half of that. Okay, less than half. So this is going quite fast. And this combined with Mt. Gox made people think that, you know, it's over because these big accounts are selling. Well, in fact, if you look at these numbers, out of the 21 million, 50,000 should not have that big of an impact. It's more the news and people freaking out about it, and it causes a domino effect. At a certain point, this will be over, and then the sentiment will completely turn around again as well. And that's where you get these God candles from that Elliot spoke about. Also, I mean, the German government is dumping more Bitcoin and the chart is still green for the day. Meaning that it doesn't have an impact because it is not that much, right? If you look at the total supply, it is not that much. Look at all the dumping that's going on right now. And look how the daily candles look like. Yeah, we had a huge sell-off, but this is also happening during the dumping. The chart just goes up. And technically, we are now flipping this support into big resistance. So yeah, we can come down quite a lot. Don't get it wrong. It's not that I'm sitting here saying like, hey, we should all be bullish on the short term and open up 20x long positions. I'll be very careful with that. But you must not forget that these short-term things are not even important. They should not be relevant if you are not a trader. If you are an investor, then don't even like bother looking too much at this, right? If you're an investor, you should be happy, actually, right? Because you can now buy at 53 instead of 73. You can get a lot more of the same quality for the same amount of money. That's good. That's good. However, this is what concerns me a little bit. This is Crypto Tony. He has quite a big account, right? He has a lot of following, a lot of people listen to his calls. What he says is, next few weeks shall be interesting. Holding $53,000 is key, but for now, let's see if we can hold this level at 53 for the next few weeks. And I agree on that for the short term. It's important that we hold that level. Otherwise, we can see the, maybe mid lower 40s or so. But this is the pattern that he draws for this bull market. And what I just noticed is that he expects that if we hold that, we can go up by the end of the year, top out at around $83,000 or so, and then basically go into a bear market with a dead cat bounce, and that's it, right? What I just find interesting is that this suggests like, hey, we're gonna get a left translated cycle, right? Because we top out end of 2013, we top out end of 2017, we top out end of 2021. So by our logic, we should say like, hey, we top out end of 2025, especially as there's like not really anything to me that suggests that we don't. Yet people still call for a left translated cycle, and it concerns me in the way that a lot of people are, going to believe that because they see it from a big account, and at the end of this year already start selling and getting out of the market, right? And that's not bad for us. I mean, like I said, crypto is player first player, and these will be the losing players. Like they will sell, we can buy, and a year later we can offload our bags. But a lot of people don't deserve it, man. A lot of people don't deserve to, get wrecked by the market. Like the market just loves to wreck people. I think we should be very careful with thinking about a left translated cycle. It just doesn't make any sense. There is no real reason for me to believe that that will happen. And I'm just saying it. I could be wrong. And maybe at the end of this whole run, everybody can tell me like, hey, you were wrong about it. But hey, I just like to look at the odds. And the odds are telling me like, hey, like I said, end of 2013, end 2017, end 2021, finish the riddle. It should be a simple IQ test, right? End of 2025. What makes end of 2024 even reasonable? I don't see it, actually. I don't see it, right? Especially since it's now July. So we have half a year left. A lot has to happen in half a year, right? And it could. But, especially when it comes to altcoins, feel like, man, Bitcoin first needs to really break above its all-time high, and then altcoins can catch up. And that all takes a couple of months before that happens. By the time that happens, like we are already at the end of the cycle, according to these tweets. So I don't see where we get the time from. Like he also says about the total tree, so the altcoin market, next wave up is the final wave for me personally. I will shed a lot of profit at that point. And from what I see, his target is around 900 billion for the altcoin market. Also, if we do take a look at the total tree, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. 900 billion should mean here. So in every cycle, Bitcoin goes higher than the previous cycle. In every cycle, altcoins go higher than the previous cycle. And for now, the thesis is like, yeah, we just get here. Like, I understand that it's super dangerous to say like, yeah, we're going all the way up here. But I also think it's dangerous to be like not bullish enough, right? Because, hey, just imagine, what if the market does what it always does in the last 15 years, right? What if? How small is that chance? Well, what if it does? And what if we go higher, right? What if the money is going to circulate from Bitcoin into altcoins and has a fantastic post-halving year like it always does? You can sell everything before the previous all-time high. But if you did that last cycle, you sold before the previous all-time high, you basically missed out on half of the parabolic run. And missing out is not nice on its own, but can't hurt. However, if people miss out, they tend to do some revenge trading, right? They feel like, I sold here, now it's here. Let me just buy, right? And then the chart goes down and they feel like, oh, fuck, I made a mistake. Let's sell. And they're in a loss, right? And then it goes up again. And then the less money that they have, they buy again. And then they get completely wrecked. A lot of people lose money in a bull market. I said this before, but a bull market is way more stressful than a bear market. Because a bear market is actually simple. Don't buy, period. Done, right? That's it. The bull market is way harder. You want to buy. You don't want to buy too early. You don't want to buy too late. You want to know what to buy when, right? It's also the thing. People like to just buy altcoins all the time. While out of the 4 years in a cycle, 1 year is only actually beneficial for altcoins. Yeah, people, worst case scenario, they're in altcoins like all the time, the complete full 4 years, right? Bear market, sideways market, upwards market. And this upwards market right now, you might feel like, yeah, but this is good to be in altcoins, right? It's not bad. The thing is, though, that altcoins went up because Bitcoin went up, right? And if you look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, then they went down. So, yes, you can take a lot of risk and be in altcoins right here for a 3x, but you can also take lower risk and be in Bitcoin for 3x, maybe even 4x, right? And the post-halving year is quite famous for pumping the altcoin bags. But if it was like that easy, that people feel like, yeah, okay, well, we just have to wait until the post-halving year and then we buy altcoins, it's easy. That would be too easy. No, we have to make it hard, right? The market has to make it hard. So what does the market do? Makes you believe that we're going up, then completely wrecks you. It takes away your faith and belief in the altcoin market. A lot of like tweets in the last cycle and even now, like, man, maybe this time altcoins are not going to make it. Maybe this time is different. There are too many altcoins right now. There are too many rocks right now. The liquidity is just not there, right? Forget about that. And once enough people are actually out of that market and stop believing in that, then it can go up. Why? Because it cannot make everybody happy, right? It can only drag a certain amount of people up with it. Because people that take big profits right here, yeah, where does that money come from? From the people that fucked it up over here, right? So first, people need to fuck it up in order for us to win. I just want this community to win. So the thing is, you have to really have patience in this market. So I make it seem like super complicated. Well, maybe not, but I make it seem more complicated than I say in the thumbnail, right? Like, it's actually easy, but it is actually easy. What do you do in this market? Well, let's go with Bitcoin. It's actually like pretty easy. There are bull markets, and I define a bull market from the low to the high, right? Whatever you define as a bull market, we are definitely in a bull market right now. That's also the thing people are commenting, like, when is the bull market going to continue? Here it was also a bull market, but do you really say like, yeah, well, here was a bull market, here's a bear market, here's a bull market, here's a bear market? No, it was just a big bull market with good corrections in between, like just what we are seeing right now, right? So we have bull markets and we have bear markets, okay? The thing which is so easy, especially about Bitcoin, but altcoins make it complicated. Therefore, let's start with Bitcoin. What's so easy about it? You just buy whenever the 4-year cycle tells you to buy, right? And so far that works. So why not go with that strategy so far, right? You buy, you can buy this way up. And at a certain point, you feel like, I have enough. It's good, right? It's too expensive for me right now. Like here with 73K, it's too expensive right now. It's overheated, it's overbought, right? Let's wait. Then it cools off. That's a great buying opportunity. It's great because you have the confirmation that we are in a bull market. The market is going up. It's an upwards trend. It's easy, right? And then these corrections are a gift. And then the only thing that you have to do is maybe even the most simple thing. Not look at Twitter, not look at all these YouTube videos, right? Not look at the charts every day, but just wait until you feel like, hey, it's enough now, right? And enough could be money-wise, could also be time-wise, like, hey, it lasted long enough, right? The bull market is now going on for 2 years. I think it should top out somewhere right now or within 2 months. I'm not going to take the risk to wait until the very end. I'm not going to time the market, so let's sell now. Patience and no emotions. It's what I said more often, but I honestly do think that that's the perfect cocktail, and it's a very easy one. Okay, but what about altcoins? Because they make it complicated. Right? Because even if we are in a bull market and you are in altcoins at the wrong time in that bull market, you can get wrecked for 80%. And then it doesn't really feel like a bull market. Well, it actually is. So if you cannot even manage to do that well, then good luck in the bear market, but that's going to be really hard, right? So what about altcoins? What's the, as far as I know, the best strategy from my experience? Well, first, don't look at altcoins too much. Don't like look at these and be like, yeah, but that's where the money is, right? That's how you can make money. That's that's where the money is, and that's how you can make money if you do it well, right? If you understand it, if you are in it at the right time of the market, because otherwise it's the complete other way around. Okay. In a bear market, let's start there. In a bear market, you don't want to be in anything, actually. You don't, maybe a little hedge into Bitcoin, but also prepare for it to lose 70%, right? And if you are like a 10-year investor or whatever, then that should not really matter. But in a bear market, you don't really want to be in anything, right? Bitcoin went down 77% in the last bear market. That's not like, that's nice, right? But you at least know, like, hey, but that's Bitcoin, right? That although it might go down hard, that will come back, right? However, if you look at altcoins, they went down 86%. That's a lot more. That sounds like a small difference, but that's actually a pretty big difference. Now, the problem is as well that a lot of altcoins that went down right here never came back. A lot of these last cycle altcoins, and even the one with the big hypes like Hex or whatever, dead, right? Completely dead. So you don't want to be here. Don't marry anything. Don't in the bear market be like, yeah, but this is different. This is special. This is also going down, okay? It's also going down. If you want to have your money there, by all means, I won't. Then there's the pre-halving year, 2023, and the halving year, 2024. Right now, in these 2 years, from the bottom until where we are right now, altcoins went up with 200%. Right? So even if you nailed the bottom, you are now up 3x on a super risky asset, right? On altcoins, which are, all of them are super risky, but 200%. Is that what you're doing it for? If you look at Bitcoin and you take it from the bottom until where we are right now, you can see that it's up 275%, right? We all agree that Bitcoin is lower risk than any other altcoin out there, right? So if Bitcoin is lower risk and it gives you more returns, then I don't see the reason to be in altcoins. Okay, at least not from these lows, right? To get him right now, that's a different story. You have to prepare for what's about to come, right? But overall, so far, it wasn't worth it, right? Although we have some exceptions here and there, but there are also exceptions here and there that went down harder than the average altcoin. So therefore, we look at the average, right? So bear market year is not worth it. Post or pre and halving year is not worth it. Then we look at the post-halving year, right? The post-halving year is usually worth it. Now, if we look at the post-halving year like 2017, right? Let's take a look at 2017 and put this on a yearly scale for Bitcoin first. 2017, Bitcoin went up 1,300%, right? That's quite a lot. That's definitely not bad, right? For such a, safe asset. However, if we do take a look at the altcoin market, 2017, altcoins went up 17,600%. That's a huge difference. Okay, huge difference. Let me be clear. We won't see these returns on a yearly basis ever again on the altcoin market. Of course not. Like, there are way more many altcoins right now. There's way more money in the market right now. That was a complete different time. Of course, but still, we can compare and see a huge difference right there. Now, we can also take a look at the post-halving year of the last cycle, so 2021. Bitcoin went up with 59% at the post-halving year. 59%, which is for a yearly return very well, okay? Very well. But then compare that to taking a fuckload of more risk, and the rewards could be way higher as well. So altcoins went up 675%. So you notice that post-halving years, altcoins tend to outperform Bitcoin by 10x, right? Now, again, that's not a guarantee that that will happen right now as well. But so far, it is pretty clear, hey, in a post-halving year, altcoins just outperform Bitcoin. But that's the only year that they do that. If you look at the total tree on its Bitcoin pair, so the altcoins out there on their Bitcoin pair, you can see very clearly, right? We have a green year, 2017, then red, red, red. Green year, 2021, red, red, red. Very likely green year in 2025, and then red, red, red. So if the question is like, should I be in altcoins? Look at this chart. Don't look at altcoins on the dollar pair. That is not relevant, right? Not relevant. You can just look like, hey, when do altcoins outperform Bitcoin? Because if they do, be in altcoins. If they don't, well, be in Bitcoin. Very simple. If you want to have exposure to the market, fine, right? But if they are like underperforming to Bitcoin, then there's no reason to be in altcoins in the first place. So am I saying get out of altcoins right now? It's not the year. Come back next year? No, that's not what I'm saying. Why not? Because we need to prepare, of course, right? The market is red right now. Altcoins are bleeding on the Bitcoin pair. They're sitting at the lows, and it looks like maybe a potential big breakdown is going to happen. And that could be on a Bitcoin move up, right? So altcoins on the dollar pair could still hold up. But nevertheless, it's not so great this year. And that's exactly the time to prepare, because if history is going to repeat/rhyme, then next year should be good. You don't want to get in too late, right? So it's better to maybe get in right now, face some temporary losses. If you play an altcoin market, which has shown that it can give you like 17,000% gains, you would be a moron for not expecting at least 40% drawdowns. If you cannot handle that, then you don't deserve the gains as well. No risk, no reward. It's simple as that, right? So if you want to have these big upside potential gains, then fine. But you can also lose a lot of money in the meantime. And if you feel like, but it doesn't matter because I'm in the good quality altcoins that at the end of the day will go up, and don't even look at the short-term stuff. It's not interesting. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. I don't like to make daily videos about top 10 best altcoins to buy. It wasn't even time to buy altcoins. Once that happens, we will talk about these specific altcoins way more on the channel, but I don't want you to get wrecked. I think it's more important, you know, that everybody has the knowledge and the information and the experience that we need to have in order to make this. And from what I at least have, I want to share that with you, right? It can really help you a lot and avoid a lot of trouble and pain and bullshit that you don't need to go through in the first place if you just know about this. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, make gains. See you soon.